Welcome to Alberta Conservation Association's Harvest Your Own podcast, the resource for everything hunting, navigating through the field, the butcher shop, and the kitchen. Life is all about great food. Let's get started.
Welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Brad Fenson, an avid outdoor enthusiast who has worked as a freelance journalist, photographer, and public speaker for over 3 decades. I have hunted, fished, and foraged all my life and hope to share my passion for the outdoors. Along the way, I want to encourage everyone to harvest wild proteins and enjoy the satisfaction of providing the next meal for your family. Our goal is to educate, entertain, and inspire individuals to get outdoors and create a connection between food, health, and your future meals. Well, we're at the 2023 Taber Pheasant Festival, and there's lots of activities going on this week. And we've got Julie Landry-DeBoer here to give us an oversight. Now, Julie's a biologist, a project planner, type of engineer, problem solver. She has a big role in terms of the Pheasant Festival and getting people out and organized and keep things running here. She might not agree, but the rest of us really appreciate everything she does. So, Julie, welcome to the podcast, and let's talk a little bit about what happens during the week of Taber Pheasant Festival.
Well, thanks, Brad. Thanks for having us on board. There's a lot goes on with the Pheasant Festival. We kick it off with our novice event. We have a 2-day novice event. It always starts on a Saturday, Sunday. And that brings in about 30 people in the morning and 30 people in the afternoon each day to come try their shot at clay shooting. And then a safety mentored hunt that's all staged so that everybody's safe and, we know what's going on, and people get a chance at a bird in flight.
Yeah, the controlled environment really helps. The people I interviewed are so excited about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of people that they don't know what to expect when they come to the novice because they think there will be hiking several kilometers and going out and trying to flush birds, but having it all controlled and safe is really, really good.
And we're in year 14.
Actually 13.
13. And people have to apply for a spot to hunt.
Yes, for the regular hunts, they start on Monday, and they run Monday through Saturday after the novice. And we release birds on 40 different sites across the MD of Taber.
Nice. And if you draw a spot, you can bring 3 friends with you.
You can, yeah. So we have morning and afternoon hunts, and you can bring 3 of your friends, and everybody can harvest up to 2 male birds, and right. No hens are harvested. It's all regulations apply. Yeah.
It's important to mention that because there are wild birds on a lot of these sites.
There are, yeah, and we want to make sure that people are harvesting correctly and
right.
Following all Alberta hunting regulations.
So there's an awful lot of hunters come through in a short period of time, Monday to Saturday, 40 sites, 8 people a day. That adds up.
It does. I would say not every site has 4 hunters on each site, but we get on average, including the novice, anywhere between 700 and 800 hunters during the whole week.
That's impressive.
It is. It's a lot of people management because there's people coming and going, people wanting to change. I can't come this day. Can I change my day? And making it safe and enjoyable for everybody.
Right. Being a logistics specialist probably wasn't in your sights when you thought about becoming a biologist.
Absolutely not. I was not like a wedding planner or anything. No, in my former life. No, but I really enjoy it. I get a lot of joy and pride in helping the hunters have a great experience. It's something that I burst with pride, especially at the banquet. All the hunters are thanking me, high-fiving us, and they may not have even got a bird, but the experience that they had, they enjoyed it. They want to come back year after year. There's one guy today I spoke with this morning. He says, I've come 13 years.
Wow, that's impressive. And, I see everyone come through the office and at the different events and talk to you, and it's like you're their friend. They know you.
They do, yeah. They're like, hey, Julia, I was hoping that you'd be here. Yeah, it's a special bond, I would say, that connected.
And this is really a community event. Like we talked about 800 hunters potentially being on the landscape during the week, but there's also some events that go on. If you didn't get drawn, you can come down. There's culinary events and all kinds of different things.
There is, yes. On the Monday night, we host chefs kind of all across the board. We get some from locally, some from Calgary, And then we showcase pheasant dishes. So they come and prepare, and every year's a little different. Like this year, we have some deboned pheasant that's stuffed, and we have had like butter chicken, but pheasant style. We've had poutine with pheasant, all kinds of different things. So it's always a little different every year. And then we showcase local farmers. There's a couple different farmers around that donate produce. So we do things with their potatoes and squash and beets and carrots and onions, whatever that's local that's still available at this time of year. We use their produce and then showcase them as well.
Yeah, very nice.
And then there's live event too. We have a local artist, Tanner James, comes and sings for us at the culinary. So it's wonderful. And that's just one day. That's just Monday. And then Tuesday, we have Brad Fenson, yourself, come and showcase some recipes and do a little bit of demo so that people can see what to do once they get home with their game. They might not know what to do. How do I cook this, or how do I not overcook this?
Right.
And then Wednesday, we have our wonderful Ken Cranrod, who showcases different scotches from all over the place and at the Heritage Inn. And then there's usually wings associated with it, so people can come and visit. I know I've already got planned. There's 2 hunters that have a crib tournament set up with me on Wednesday night,
Nice.
so I'm going to be doing that. And then Thursdays are kind of our wrap up with our banquet. And that's to thank all the landowners for supporting us and giving us the opportunity to hunt out there, because without the landowners, we wouldn't have this opportunity to have 40 different sites across one MD.
Right. There's a lot of excitement and energy that comes out of it, and I would recommend that if you've never come to Pheasant Festival, but you're thought about it or at all interested in upland game bird hunting, put your name in for the draw. Now, some people will complain they can't draw often enough, but what happens if somebody can't make it to their site? Do they normally let you know that?
They should let us know in advance, yeah. And then we could fill that spot very easily with people either coming in and they've only got drawn for one site. Well, someone else has given up a site for whatever reason, an emergency or whatnot. We'll offer up that extra site. So the sites always get full and used.
But if you didn't get drawn, you can always go on a waiting list and potentially still have a hunt during Pheasant Festival.
That's correct. Yep.
Yeah. So that's good information. Keep trying to draw. There's not enough room for everyone every year, but that just makes you appreciate it even more when you do get down here. Mm-hmm. So thank you for all the hard work you do. You are the logistics specialist. I take my hat off to you. Everyone here loves you, and we're so happy to have you as a leader on the Taber Pheasant Festival.
Thanks, Brad. Yeah, that's humbling.
We have Ken Cranrod with us, Vice President of Operations, Alberta Conservation Association.
Yes, head janitor.
Head janitor. Everyone needs a title, right?
Exactly.
I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about the commitment of ACA to put on something like the Taber Pheasant Festival and what kind of resources it takes to make it happen, and why would you want to do that?
That is a good question. Yeah. Why sign up for a major job, right? Yeah, it's, we first were batting the idea around, I guess it was now 14 years ago, because we started it a year later, and this is year 13 of the Taber Pheasant Festival. And basically at that time, there's lots of stuff that's going on in the conservation world, not just in Alberta, but in Canada and North America in general and whatnot. And lots of different studies have been done, and research that's looked into, what is happening in the world of conservation and what needs to be done in order to make it better, et cetera, et cetera. And there's certainly lots of great ideas out there, and there's lots of different activities that have been done in order to try to basically address the issue. I think that's a number of jurisdictions that have been looking at, which is historically, at least since the 70s, 80s, is a drop in hunter and angler numbers. And so when we were looking at that, and everything was on the table about what can we do, one of the things that kept coming to the surface was, you can explain as much as you want about hunting and the reasons why we do it and what makes it so special and whatnot. And it's almost like the saying goes, you just can't put it into words unless you actually experience it yourself. And so how do we go about doing that? How can we get people, especially non-hunters or novice hunters, how can we get them out and actually experiencing these things that we ourselves hold near and dear, and what we understand is fundamentally true and keeps us coming back. And it was basically events. It was, how can we get people out in the outdoors, enjoying nature, and the pursuit of game, essentially, and especially taking that first animal and getting energized by that, and then they're ready to on their lifelong journey, right?
Right.
So
this is more than an event. It's a hunt. It's not like it's the novice hunt is a little different because it's a controlled environment, but you're in a natural habitat environment where you've got to work to put up birds and all the rest of it. And I do know that it's influenced new hunters to take up the passion, I'll call it, because that's what it is for most of us. But one of the big benefits I see is it's rekindled a relationship with people that have fallen away from hunting. They've come back and experienced this, and it's like, whoa, this just revitalized my life.
Very much so, and I think that goes back to the point, of getting people doing it and whatnot. As we both know, and maybe some of the listeners know, pheasant hunting in particular had dropped off. It was just slowly going down and down and down over the years to where there was just a handful of pheasant hunters, and in turn there was just a very small pheasant release program as well. And so it kind of got to a critical tipping point where a number of people decided, something needs to be done. And the Taber Pheasant Festival is just one part of that. And I agree 100% with what you're saying, is that I think a lot of people had drifted away from pheasant hunting and upland game bird hunting and perhaps hunting in general. And so now with a number of initiatives, including this one, getting people back, making that opportunity available. Plus, I think, doing a decent job of advertising it and making sure that the Taber Pheasant Festival itself is actually a quality experience that can appeal to people from a wide variety of walks of life. It's been a way to re-energize those pheasant hunters that had been doing it before, getting them back into it. But at the same time, having new hunters or new upland game bird hunters get into it as well. That's why right from the very get-go, even though everybody always focuses on the hunts that occur through the main part of the week, which forms the main bulk of the Taber Pheasant Festival, the novice shoot, which starts it off on the first weekend, which is only open to novice hunters, typically kids, but also first-timers. That's always been a mainstay of the Taber Pheasant Festival right since day one, because that was one of the main things we wanted to do, is use the actual hunting experience as a way to reach out and engage the general public, especially new hunters, to basically show them. The proof is in the pudding, as they say, to get out there and try this. And and I've been here every year since it started, particularly at the novice shoot, and I can tell you that it does change people's lives. We have folks out there, especially kids, and this always surprises me, is the way it's set up there at that novice shoot, with having Alberta Hunter Education Instructors Association, AHIA, having their great instructors with the portable range out there. They're the first point of contact with these kids, where they go over and they start shooting with them, tracking clays, hitting clays, building confidence, until then they go over to the adjoining field and take their first birds. And it's really amazing to see a child that is interested in hunting, but because of circumstances, maybe has never even touched a gun. Not just never hunted or ever shot, never even touched a gun. And in the span of 3 hours, they go from that complete zero experience to being able to pick up and handle a gun safely and effectively, hit targets, take their first couple of birds, have them brought back to hand by a dog, then being shown how to process those birds, and have them all set up and ready for transport back home, and then have even a hot pheasant lunch on top of that, all in the span of a morning or an afternoon.
It's an incredible event.
It's amazing. Yeah.
It's wonderful to talk to them, and we interviewed a few people, and they are just glowing with the enthusiasm and pride for what they did, and they should be.
Yeah.
So it's a great event to encourage people to get out. I don't think we could come up with one better. I'm really happy to see other communities sort of copying this. We see the Stettler Pheasant Festival, but there's lots of room to do more of this in Alberta.
Oh, there totally is. And to answer your, I guess, in a big roundabout way, to get back to your first question about, why the heck would ACA do this? Well, it's, I guess, again, the main, perhaps most obvious reason, or supposedly obvious reason, is the main hunts. We have lots of hunts that go through the whole week. And again, that's re-engaging traditional hunters and plus new hunters into what pheasant hunting is all about. But that novice shoot is such a special part of it. And as we all know, anybody who's interested in hunting or fishing or trapping, is that you have to have new people coming into the sport, into the lifestyle, if you will. If you don't have that, it's just a matter of time before it all goes away. And so that's a key component. And so that novice shoot really holds a special place because, like you say, you talk to these kids. I've seen kids, just the other day, a little girl named Abby, she made a heck of a shot, actually, a long distance one, and got the pheasant. And she was jumping up and down. She was so happy that she got that, and she wanted to learn all about how to process that and take it home. And then there was another lady, actually, I think the lady you interviewed from further north in Alberta, and she took her birds, and she was saying, this is going to be Christmas dinner, right? Yeah. And you could tell she did not come from a hunting background. I didn't get a chance to talk to her in too much detail, but she had her reasons for why she wanted to do this. And I was so thankful, I guess, that I was part of the organization that we could do this for her, because if it wasn't for this, there's a good chance that she never would have done it.
Right. And I think it's important to let everyone know that, this does influence hundreds of hunters. Over 14 years, it's had a major impact. So when we look at it, we see dozens of ACA staff here. Mm-hmm. They play a very vital role in terms of moving birds around, the logistics, registering people, keep things going like a fine-oiled machine. Mm-hmm. We also have an incredible army of volunteers from the Lethbridge Community College that are out here helping with everything. So it is a big commitment to do this. Mm-hmm. But it is our future. It is our future license sales, which funds conservation, expands our heritage, continues what we all love to do.
Mm-hmm. And I think it plays a large part for all those reasons. I think it is another way that showcases how hunting and fishing, and by extension I'll say trapping as well, how these pursuits have a place in a modern world. We as humans, we think we're so sophisticated and whatnot with all of our high-tech devices, and vehicles and living in fancy buildings and all this kind of stuff. And that's all great. But that doesn't mean hunting and fishing are not still valuable aspects of a person's life. They are. And every year when I see the Taber Pheasant Festival, in particular the novice shoot, it just proves it to me time and time again.
And we're going to find out firsthand. I'm going to start interviewing people from the novice hunt. It's raining out, so I'm going to do it in my truck. Hopefully the sound quality is good, but let's get a firsthand experience from the novices to see what they got from this hunt.
That's great. And I'm sure the energy will come through loud and clear.
So my name is Natalie Semenuk, and I am interested in hunting in general because I think it's important to understand where our food comes from. Also, I'm definitely concerned about food waste and the amount of food waste in our society. And I have a theory that if people had a more intimate relationship to their food, they would be less inclined to waste it.
Absolutely.
So just as an example, you witnessed me participating in field dressing this afternoon.
There's only one reason you got the field dress, though.
That's right.
You made the right shot.
I did. Twice.
Yes.
But when I was field dressing, I was saving everything. Some people were getting rid of their livers. I couldn't handle that, so I took some livers. I kept the feathers. I'm going to make stock. I'm going to make a lovely mousseline with the livers and the heart. Yep. And I'm going to make Christmas ornaments with the feathers, and I'm going to make flies for fishing also with the feathers.
Sweet. How do you hear about the novice hunt?
So I heard about it through the Outdoor Women's Program put on by AHIA. So I heard about it then. Throughout the camp, they talk about mentorship hunting opportunities, and that's something that often comes up. And it's promoted as a very inclusive festival. So that definitely piqued my interest.
Oh, good. And would you recommend it to anyone?
Absolutely, hands down. I want to come every year. I've tried coming in past years. The schedule just didn't work, but this year I made a point of it, and I'm hooked. I want to come back. I want to bring actually my sister's kids when they're a little older, because I think this is a great experience for everyone. Everyone's just so patient, and it's such a great environment for learning.
I think one of the most special things I saw today is your excitement about the food.
Yes.
Yes. And keeping everything. You kept the neck and the carcass. You're going to make some pheasant broth.
Well, someone mentioned pheasant wonton soup. So that definitely piqued my interest. So once I heard that, absolutely, I had to keep everything.
Yeah. And you kept the livers, which is really smart because you can make dirty rice.
Oh, I haven't done that.
Oh, it's very good.
Okay, no, that is adding that to the list. I usually make like a mousseline. So I cook them with butter, shallots, and thyme. And then I add it to the food processor with more butter,
Wow.
Cognac, and whipped cream. And you whip all that up, and then, oh my word. And then it just gives like a beautiful, it's like a mousse, but it's a savory mousse. So it has a beautiful consistency, and then you just like slather it over white bread.
I think I'm going to try that.
I would love to take credit for this recipe. I really would, but it's not mine. But I'll never forget the reason why I wanted to try this recipe was the introduction said, I used to be a vegetarian until I moved to Paris.
Ah.
and then follows the recipe, and I was like, I get it.
Yep. Very good. Well, I think you shot very well.
Oh, thank you.
You must have practiced.
You know what? I've been meaning to do more shooting, but honestly, all my shotgun experience, everything that you saw today came from the Outdoor Women's Program. So they do a really good shotgun class. Actually, Sarah,
Yeah.
she's heavily involved, and that is another great program where it's a very relaxed environment. Everyone's willing to share the knowledge they have, and everyone's very patient, and it makes such a great learning opportunity, which then translates into a great hunting experience because you know to stay relaxed and you know what to do and you feel very comfortable in the process.
Great mentors, great instructors, and great advice to take on the novice hunt.
Absolutely. I think everyone should try, at least just try and get an understanding of what's involved and how to treat the animal during and after the hunt. And just to get a better appreciation of what's all involved. I mean, we're all out here freezing in the snow. But like I said, you can bet nothing's going to waste from this day.
It's about respect, right?
Absolutely. It's a relationship. We're kind of all in this together. And so we need to respect our food so that we will always have food.
Absolutely. I agree. You've been a great talk. I think you will inspire more people to sign up for the Novice Hunt next year and the Outdoor Women's Course through AHIA.
I hope so. Both are great programs. If you are looking to try something new, I can't recommend this enough. It's such a great environment. My only caution is it's addictive. Once you get started, it's just you want to hunt every weekend and you want to make all the Christmas ornaments with every possible feather, and it's a bit of a slippery slope. But
yeah, no doubt.
It does help get you to not only appreciate your food, but also appreciate the wonderful outdoors that we have and that we should enjoy them.
Thanks for sharing your message today. I hope to see you back here next year.
Well, thank you. I had so much fun. You will definitely see me again.
This podcast is produced for Harvest Your Own, a program dedicated to those who want to reconnect with food and health through their experiences outdoors. HarvestYourOwn.ca is a resource for individuals to learn more about hunting and the outdoors. There's information to get you started and ensure that your compass stays pointed in the right direction to be successful. Where's your next meal coming from?
Well, we're back to the novice hunt here. Taber Pheasant Festival. We got Nicholas with us. You're from Lethbridge College.
Yep.
And you volunteered to come out and help today.
I did.
What were you doing?
I was wrangling the birds, getting them out of their cages and putting them to sleep, essentially, for the novices to try to harvest.
Nice. And it looked like most did pretty well.
Yeah, most of them did really well. Most of them were actually very successful.
Yeah.
I think everybody got their two.
There was lots of smiles.
Lots of smiles, yeah.
I noticed you have a pretty big smile.
Yeah, I got to harvest my own too. And it was the first time I've harvested any pheasants. So.
Oh, wow. Awesome. So you ended up with 2 birds,
I did, yeah.
and now you're going to go clean them.
Yeah, go clean them and bring them home for dinner.
Nice. So they have a station set up here. Anyone that participates in the novice hunt can also get instructions how to clean them, make sure the birds are processed properly, and you get to, I think they even have some recipe cards for you.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I haven't got that far yet, but
So would you go back and recommend to any other students or friends to come here next year and try the novice hunt?
oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Even if it's not to participate but to volunteer, it's just a good
Right.
experience overall, and you can make really good connections through it too.
Absolutely. You know, we always think about the novice and the hunter, but there's a lot of rewards in helping out as a volunteer.
Mm-hmm. It feels good too, just to like volunteer your time and to contribute to a bigger cause.
You know, it's interesting to hear because today's really not a nice day. It's raining, it was snowing, it's blowing. It's like, it was 4 degrees. It's warmed up to a balmy 6 degrees,
Yeah.
but the weather doesn't matter.
No, when you're amongst people that are having fun and just enjoying the time that they're investing,
Yep.
you
The
forget
cause.
about the weather.
Nice. Well, congratulations on your first pheasants, and hopefully you get back next year with some friends that haven't hunted before.
Thank you. I'm hoping so.
Yeah, thanks. Looks like you had a great time at the novice hunt. What's your name?
Carmen Avramovic.
Well, you're shooting straight. You must have some experience?
No, actually. I just started pheasant hunting about this time last year.
Yeah.
And I've actually never shot one before. I've just always gone out with my dog and hope for the best. But this was a really good experience to get like into it.
Right.
Yeah.
And they kept giving you opportunities until you were successful.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. I forget the guy's name that was helping me out, unfortunately, but he was just very encouraging. Like, just kept like, he's like, you got it. You got the next one. You almost hit it.
Yeah.
Next one's yours. And I did it.
So the coaching helps as well.
It does. It's a big thing to have somebody like cheering you on.
Right. So after you shot the first bird, did it click? It's like, oh, that's how far I need to lead it, or
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely wait until the bird is too far away. Yeah. Yeah. So he was just like, once you feel like you can hit it, just shoot it. And so
Right.
that's what I did, and it went down.
oh, good.
Yeah.
Looked like it was a fun day. You were also here volunteering.
Yes. Yeah. I was volunteering, just like putting out pheasants
Yep.
for the release, and for the novice hunters. Yeah. Just with the Alberta chapter of the Wildlife Society
Oh, nice.
at the college. Yeah. So we're all here as a big group.
Yeah, it looked
Yeah.
like you guys were a ton of help. I know that the staff here were saying that they couldn't have done it today without you.
Yeah.
With the
yeah.
weather and everything else. So,
Yeah.
well done.
Yeah. And at the beginning too, it was funny. They're like, they made it sound so easy, and then we all started grabbing birds, and we're like, holy crap, this is really hard. And they're like, you guys are doing awesome. Like, this is honestly like the hardest part of it. So,
Yeah.
but it was fun. Yeah,
Well, thanks for sharing your message. Would you encourage other people to take this on next year?
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. If you're somebody who's looking into getting into pheasant hunting, I would say this is
A great way to start.
the great way to start. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thanks very much. I better let you go because I know you're cleaning birds and you got friends that are over there waiting to see you in action.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, take care.
Thank you.
Welcome to Harvest Your Own. I understand that all 3 of you shot pheasants today.
Yeah, we got
that's
2
right.
birds each.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. How do you find out about the novice hunt?
Well, I was referred by a friend. I said I'd like to learn how to bird hunt, and he said this was the perfect place. And then I had to make these ladies come with me. Wow. It was easy.
It was easy.
Yeah, it's always nice to be able to get your friends involved.
I think that's the best way to do it.
Yeah. And Anne had a really high success rate, so
Wow.
we'll have to take her out.
We managed to shoot at the same bird and
And it fell.
it fell.
And you're going to have dinner together.
Oh, absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
before we shot any of the birds today, we kind of had this agreement between us that if only one of us managed to get birds, that person was hosting dinner.
Nice.
So we all got them, so I guess we're all hosting dinner.
Do you know what you're going to make?
Any recommendations?
Well, Harvest Your Own has a lot of recipes, including a bunch for pheasant and other upland game birds. So lots of ideas there, but makes great soup. You can make broth from the bones and stuff, and then make wontons or just
Wontons
the pheasants.
would be a hit.
Wontons
Is that
are
one
good.
of your favorites? The wontons?
Yeah, my family really enjoys it. Easy to make. Stir fry, pheasant stir fry is great. Smoked pheasant, enchiladas. There's a whole bunch of different things you can make that are quick and easy.
100% going to look up your website.
Harvest your own.
Recommendations. Yeah.
Should we all do a different recipe? And then
Oh, yes. Let's do that. It's a cook-off.
A little potluck.
How did you find out about the event? You had a
I was
friend?
I was referred a coworker actually. But yeah, we were talking about bird hunting and how it would be nice to get out, and I've been thinking about buying my first shotgun, and I didn't know what kind to get. And anyway, he said this would be a really great event. I could figure out what I'm doing in a controlled and safe environment.
Right.
So and all the volunteers were really nice, and it was very supportive, and yeah, I feel good.
I think this event was very well done. Like, there was no moment where we felt unsafe, which is amazing.
And important.
That's probably one of the biggest fears that a somebody trying to enter this kind of
community
is looking for. So it's great.
Yeah, and I had a little bit of trouble with the clay birds initially, but lots of support, and I got there.
And the more you practice, the better you get.
That's right. Success rate went up over time.
Yep. So how many birds do you guys get in total?
6.
6?
Yes.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, we got 2 each. So
yeah,
it was a successful day. I think we are all kind of motivated and come out with a very positive outlook. So it's been a really wonderful day, even when it's raining and snowing in a mixed combination. So yeah.
Well, I've got a challenge for you for next year. You got to find 3 more friends to bring out and get to the novice hunt again.
It'll be easy. It'll be easy. I promise.
Very good. Thanks for sharing, and I'm glad you found success.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I'll just get you to tell me your names real quick.
Yeah, I'm Ann Engler, and
I'm Zoe.
I'm Cynthia Taber Pheasant.
We hope to inspire people to reconnect with nature and appreciate where your food comes from by harvesting your own. For more information on getting started or to learn specifics about the Field to Fork experience, visit harvestyourown.ca and follow on Facebook and Instagram. Check back often for new material, recipes, and videos that are posted regularly. Please subscribe to Harvest Your Own podcast and take the time to rate and review the show to help us build a dedicated core of passionate hunters as our regular audience. Until next time, embrace the outdoors and all it has to offer. Thanks for joining us.